Good morning, afternoon, no, morning still, and welcome to this individual executive member decision. My name is Callum Wernham. I'm a Democratic and Electoral Services Specialist. Making the decision today, we have Councillor Stephen Conway, who's our executive member for Housing, and presenting the report from the opposite side of things, we've got Samuel Watt, who's a Housing Policy Officer. And with that, I'll hand over to Samuel just to walk us through the recommendation and the report.
Yeah, absolutely. So, title of the consultation that we're looking to respond to today is technical consultation on consequential changes to the homelessness legislation. The aim of the consultation is to consider views from local authorities on the proposal to remove Section 21 notices and assured short-hold tenancies as part of the Renters Reform Bill, which is expected to go through Parliament in May. The Council has been asked to respond to three separate options based on how each one would affect our resources, our staffing, and our homeless prevention cases. I'll just quickly run through each option. So option one, completely remove the specific requirement to accept and continue prevention duties that currently apply to Section 21 notices. In the officer's view, this is a neutral impact on the aforementioned factors to the Council. Option two means that local authorities would have to accept a prevention duty at the point of a Section 8 notice being issued, regardless of whether there was a risk of homelessness in 56 days. However, there isn't a list of mandatory reasons proposed by the consultation for these Section 8 notices to be issued. So in the officer's view, this is a negative impact on local authority resources. And finally, option three is effectively the same as option two, but also proposes a list of mandatory reasons for the issuance of Section 8 notices, and that's found in Annex B of the consultation. In the officer's view, this is the best option, but I think we need a bit more information before we unconditionally agree to it. So just to conclude then, briefly, option three I think is the best option. However, I think there needs to be more information released by government and also additional funding if the local authority is expected to be monitoring those Section 8 notices and the reasons listed in Annex B. And also, I think it's important to consider landlords of private rented sector's views on this as well. At a time when their mortgage payments are already increasing, we don't want the private rented sector to reduce because of too many obligations. So yeah, option three, but probably need a bit more information and definitely additional funding to make this work.
Thanks very much, Sam. That's a really helpful summary, but also very good report, which of course I've read. And as far as I can see, the overall aim of this consultation is to inform the new Renters Reform Bill. And this aims to try and strike a balance between the interests of tenants and landlords. It's trying to ensure tenants are not evicted without good reason, but it's also meant to provide landlords with a means to end tenancies in clearly defined circumstances. All of the options involve the removal of Section 21 notices, and Section 21 notices enable landlords to evict without providing a reason. And it's worth saying that the impact of Section 21 notices has become very apparent recently. It's been a major cause of homelessness nationally, with a 76% increase in the use of Section 21 notices in just 6 months of 2022. And here in Wokingham Borough, we reckon that Section 21 notices have accounted for 8 of the 32 homelessness approaches in the first quarter of 2022-23. That's 25%. So this is a really significant contributor to homelessness, and it must be a good thing that Section 21 notices are no longer going to be operable. What replaces them is effectively as a Section 8 notice, and that's going to be the only realistic way of ending tenancies. But these Section 8 notices should be giving more specific reasons for eviction. What I wasn't 100% clear on, Sam, and I'm very happy to support the option 3, with the caveat that you put in place. We really do need a bit more information on the monitoring process and funding that we might be able to be given to help us monitor the use of Section 8 notices. But perhaps you could just say a little bit more about the difference between option 2 and option 3, because on the face of it, option 2 and option 3 are remarkably similar.
Yeah, absolutely. So option 3, the only difference it offers over option 2 is Annex B of the consultation, which is a list of mandatory reasons that landlords would have to give if they were to issue a Section 8 notice. So effectively, option 2 doesn't offer any safeguards to preventing Section 8 notices becoming the new Section 21 notices from unscrupulous landlords. So that's why I think option 3 is the best way forwards, albeit, like you mentioned, with additional information, because it does have that list of reasons. Although, as part of my report, I've also said that potentially there should be some other reasons included in there to protect private rented landlords, but also just to make sure that tenants are safeguarded from Section 8 notices becoming a new Section 21 notice.
Yeah, well, I'm very happy to endorse the support, qualified support for option 3, and again, just to say, although this is an incredibly technical consultation on what might seem like arcane details of what's going to go in the Renters Reform Bill, that Reform Bill is an important piece of legislation, and trying to get right the clauses in it is an important thing to do. So thanks very much for that, Sam. And I think I can now do whatever's required to sign this off.
Yeah, so just for clarity, the recommendation is set out on page 5 of the agenda, and it is that the Executive Member for Housing authorises Woking Borough Council to respond to this consultation as set out in enclosure 1 of this report. So you're just to confirm you're happy with that,
I'm
Stephen?
very happy with that. Yeah.
We just sign the decision sheet. Yeah. Brilliant. So subject to the standard 5-day call-in period, that decision can be implemented and the consultation can be submitted. And with that, I will bring the meeting to a close.